Level 1, the knock. You're eating cereal at 6:47 a.m. when you hear it. 3 hard knocks. Not the UPS guy, not your neighbor. You know before you stand up. You walk to the door in your socks. Your hand touches the knob. Through the peephole, you see 5 people in windbreakers. FBI in yellow letters across the chest. You open the door. The lead agent is a woman in her 40s with gray streaks in her hair. She holds up a badge and a folded paper. We have a warrant to search this premises and seize electronic devices. You step back. They come in. 2 agents move past you toward the bedroom where your laptop is charging. 1 stays with you in the living room. Another photographs every room with a DSLR camera. The flash goes off 7 times. Your phone is on the coffee table. An agent picks it up, drops it into a Faraday bag, seals it. The signal dies instantly. Where's your server? The lead agent asks. You hesitate for exactly 2 seconds. That hesitation tells her everything. Basement, you say. She nods to 2 agents. They head downstairs. You hear their boots on the wooden steps. You hear them moving boxes. You hear one of them say, "Got it." This is level 1. You still think you can explain this. Level 2, the seizure. You're sitting on your couch. An agent is standing 3 feet away watching you, not talking. Just watching. Downstairs, they're disconnecting your server. It's a Dell PowerEdge R720 you bought used on eBay for $800. Dual Xeon processors, 128 gigs of RAM, 4 terabyte drives in RAID 10. You built it yourself. Installed Debian. Configured the VPN. Set up the Tor relay. You were careful. You used disk encryption. LUKS with a 40-character passphrase you memorized. They're carrying it up the stairs now. 2 agents, 1 on each end. The server is heavy. Maybe 60 pounds. They set it on your kitchen table. The lead agent looks at you. We're taking 3 laptops, 2 external hard drives, your phone, your tablet, and the server. You'll get a receipt. She hands you a printed inventory list. You scan it. Every device is listed by make and model. There's a case number at the top, 2024-CR-00847. An agent is photographing the back panel of your server. Every cable, every port, every sticker. He takes 19 photos. Another agent opens your laptop. The screen is locked. Password required. She closes it, slides it into an anti-static bag, writes your address on the bag with a Sharpie. They're taking everything you use to exist online. Am I under arrest? You ask. Not at this time, the lead agent says, but I'd recommend you get a lawyer. That last sentence is the first time you feel your stomach drop. Level 3, the lab. Your server is in a white room in Quantico, Virginia. It arrived in an evidence box with tamper-evident tape. The tape is intact. The box went into a temperature-controlled storage unit for 6 days while the warrant paperwork was processed. Now it's on a metal examination table under fluorescent lights. 2 forensic analysts and business casual are standing over it. One is named Marcus. He's been doing this for 11 years. The other is named Plea. She's been doing this for 4. Marcus photographs the server from every angle before touching it. 32 photos. Chain of custody requires it. Plea connects a write blocker to the first drive, a Tableau T8-R2. It's a hardware device that allows read access but prevents any write operations. Nothing they do will alter your data. The courts require it. She powers on the drive. The write blocker's LED turns green. She launches FTK Imager on her workstation. Forensic Toolkit, industry standard. The imaging process begins. Your drive is 4 terabytes. At USB 3.0 speeds, it'll take about 9 hours to create a bit-for-bit copy. Marcus is running EXIF data extraction on the photos the field agents took. Timestamps, camera model, GPS coordinates. He's building a timeline. Hour 6. The image is 67% complete. Plea is drinking her 3rd coffee. She's thinking about dinner. She's not thinking about you. Hour 9. The image is done. 4 terabytes duplicated perfectly. Every bit, every byte, every deleted file, every browser history entry, every half-finished draft email. She runs a hash verification, SHA-256. The hashes match. The copy is forensically sound. It'll hold up in court. Now the real work starts. Work. Level 4. The encryption. Your drives are encrypted. LUKS full disk encryption. They knew they would be. Plea mounts the image in a virtual machine. She's greeted with a password prompt. Blinking cursor. Nothing else. She tries the 5 most common passwords. Password 123456. Admin. Let mine. QWERTY. None work. She wasn't expecting them to. Marcus opens a case file. Inside is your entire digital life mapped from the warrant. Your email provider, your social media accounts, your ISP logs. They requested data from all of them under 18 U.S.C. Section 2703. The Stored Communications Act. Google handed over 3 years of search history in 48 hours. No court fight, standard procedure. Facebook provided message logs going back 7 years. Timestamps, IP addresses, device fingerprints. Your ISP gave them connection logs. Every site you visited, every server you contacted, every VPN you used. They didn't need to crack your encryption to know where you've been. But they want what's on those drives. Marcus pulls up a requisition form. He's requesting time on an NFIT password cracker. National Forensic Infrastructure Toolkit. It's a rack of GPUs in a server room 2 floors down. 40 NVIDIA A100s running in parallel. Cost $850,000. It can try 200 billion passwords per second. If your password is 8 characters, lowercase and numbers, it'll crack it in 4 hours. If it's 12 characters with symbols, it could take 6 years. They have 6 years. They're patient. But there's another option. It's faster. It's messier. You'll learn about it soon enough. Your encryption was good, but nothing is ever as secure as you think it is. Level 5. The subpoena. You're sitting in a conference room in the J. Edgar Hoover Building in Washington, D.C. You didn't want to come. Your lawyer said you had to. Her name is Rebecca Sharp. She's a federal defense attorney who charges $450 an hour. You maxed out 2 credit cards to retain her. Across the table are 2 federal prosecutors, assistant U.S. attorneys. One is young, maybe 30, wire-rimmed glasses. The other is older, 50s, gray suit. He does most of the talking. We're offering you an opportunity, he says. He slides a document across the table. It's a court order, signed by a magistrate judge. It compels you to provide the password to your encrypted drives under the foregone conclusion doctrine. The government argues they already know what's on your server. They just need access to prove it in court. Under that legal theory, forcing you to decrypt isn't self-incrimination. It's just producing evidence. Your lawyer leans in. You don't have to do this. We can fight it. The older prosecutor smiles, not warmly. You can fight it. We'll win. The precedent is clear. United States versus Apple Mac Pro computer. 851 F3D 238. Defendants lost. Then we'll add obstruction charges. That's another 5 years. He taps the paper. Or you give us the password. We evaluate what's on the drives. Maybe you cooperate further. Maybe we recommend a reduced sentence. Maybe you avoid trial altogether. You look at Rebecca. She gives you a microscopic shake of her head. I need to think about it, you say. The prosecutor closes his folder. You have 72 hours. You walk out of the building into DC humidity. Your shirt is soaked through, your hands are shaking. You're realizing that everything you thought you understood about your rights was theoretical. This is real. This is federal. This is not going away. Level 6, the informant. There's someone you don't know about yet. His name is Tyler. He's 23. He was part of your Discord server. Username, nullroute_. You thought he was solid. He's been in the channel for 18 months. He knew the risks. He used Tor. He used PGP. He didn't talk to feds, except he did. Tyler got arrested 4 months ago. Different case, different jurisdiction. Customs caught him at JFK with 200 grams of MDMA in a checked bag. He was looking at 10 years mandatory minimum under 21 U.S.C. Section 841. He met with a federal agent in a holding cell. The agent offered him a deal. Cooperation in exchange for a recommendation for probation. Tyler said yes in under 10 minutes. He went back online. He stayed in your Discord. He didn't act different. He didn't ask weird questions. He just kept logging everything, screenshots, chat logs, voice recordings. He used a government-issued laptop. Everything he captured went straight to the FBI. He's the reason they knew where your server was. He's the reason they knew when you'd be home. He's the reason the warrant was so specific. You're looking at his messages right now in the discovery documents your lawyer received. Hundreds of pages. Your own words printed on government letterhead. There's a transcript of a voice chat from 6 weeks ago. You said, "If they ever come for me, they'll get nothing. Encrypted to hell." Tyler responded, "Hell yeah, man. Fuck the feds." He's going to testify against you. He's on the government's witness list. He'll sit in a courtroom and repeat every incriminating thing you ever said. Your lawyer slides the transcript back into the folder. "This is bad," she says. You're staring at the table. You're thinking about every conversation you ever had, every joke, every rant, every moment you thought you were safe because you were behind a screen name. You weren't safe. You were being documented. Level 7, the plea. You're back in the conference room. Same building, same prosecutors, different offer. The older prosecutor opens a blue folder. Inside is a plea agreement. 18 pages, single-spaced. Legal boilerplate and your future in Times New Roman. "Here's where we are," he says. "We've imaged your server. We've got your chat logs. We've got financial records from your bank showing transfers that align with the activity we're investigating. We've got testimony from a cooperating witness. We've got enough to indict you on 4 counts: conspiracy, distribution, money laundering, obstruction." He slides the folder toward you. You're looking at 15 to 20 years if we go to trial. Sentencing guidelines are clear. Federal time is 85% minimum, no parole. Your lawyer is reading the plea agreement. She's annotating it with a red pen, circling clauses, underlining terms. The prosecutor continues. "We're offering you a deal. Plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy under 18 U.S.C. Section 371. You allocute. You provide truthful testimony about your co-conspirators. You cooperate fully. In exchange, we recommend 36 months. Minimum security. You're out in just over 2 years." Rebecca looks up. "What about restitution?" $47,000, the younger prosecutor says. "Victim compensation. It's in the agreement." "You don't have 47,000. You don't have 4,700. "And if I don't take it?" you ask. The older prosecutor closes his folder. "Then we go to trial. We put Tyler on the stand. We show the jury your server logs. We show them the transactions. We play the voice recordings, and you lose. Federal conviction rate is 93%. You're not special." Rebecca is quiet for a long time. Then she looks at you. "We should talk outside." You're standing in a hallway with sealed indictments filed behind closed doors all around you. Hundreds of people who stood in the same hallway and made this same choice. "Take the deal," Rebecca says. "I've seen this go to trial. You'll lose." You're thinking about 3 years. You're thinking about the word felon following you forever. You're thinking about how you got here by thinking you were smarter than everyone who got caught. You weren't smarter. You just hadn't been caught yet. Level 8, the allocation. You're standing in a federal courtroom, Eastern District of Virginia, Alexandria. The courthouse is marble and wood and the kind of quiet that makes your breathing loud. The judge is a woman in her 60s. She's been on the bench for 12 years. She's seen this exact scene 400 times. Your lawyer stands next to you. You're wearing a suit you borrowed from your cousin. It's half a size too big. The prosecutor reads the charge. Conspiracy to distribute controlled substances using the internet in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 371. The judge looks at you. How do you plead? You've practiced this. Guilty, Your Honor. She nods. The court accepts your plea. We'll proceed to allocation. This is the part where you have to say it. Out loud, in your own words. What you did. Why it was a crime. No hedging, no minimizing. The judge needs to hear you take responsibility. You clear your throat. Your mouth is dry. From March 2021 to January 2024, I operated a server that hosted a marketplace. Users bought and sold controlled substances. I facilitated those transactions. I took a percentage. I knew it was illegal. The judge is writing. Did you personally distribute drugs? No, Your Honor. I provided the infrastructure. And you profited? Yes, Your Honor. She looks up. How much? You hesitate. The prosecutor already disclosed this. Approximately $190,000 over 3 years. There's a moment of silence. The court reporter's fingers are still on the stenograph. The clerk is watching you. The judge closes her folder. Sentencing is scheduled for October 14th. You'll remain out on bond until then. Don't leave the jurisdiction. Don't contact any co-defendants. Don't use the internet for anything besides job searching and communicating with your attorney. She bangs the gavel once. You're a felon now. Officially. Federally. You walk out of the courtroom into Virginia sunlight. Rebecca is next to you. That went well, she says. You don't feel like it went well. You feel like you just signed away 3 years of your life because the alternative was 10. Level 9, the testimony. You're in another conference room. This one is smaller. There's a camera on a tripod in the corner. Red light on. Recording. 2 FBI agents are across from you. One is taking notes on a yellow legal pad. The other is asking questions. This is your proffer session. You're here because the plea agreement requires you to cooperate. That means you talk. You tell them everything. Names, methods, transactions, other servers, other operators. You're holding a cup of water that's gone warm. Your hands are still. Let's start with the admin structure, the agent says. Who else had root access? You give them 2 names, usernames. You never met them in person. You don't know their real names. The FBI probably already does. And the payment processor. How did that work? You explain the setup. Bitcoin wallets, mixing services, tumblers, conversion to Monero, cash out through local Bitcoins. You drew diagrams on a whiteboard. The agent photographed it. 4 hours in, they ask about other marketplaces. We know you were in contact with the operators of Dark Bazaar and ShadowNet. What can you tell us about them? You're weighing something in your head. If you don't answer, you violate the plea. If you do answer, you're putting other people in this same room. You answer. You tell them what you know. The session lasts 7 hours. When it's over, the agent shakes your hand. You did the right thing, he says. You're walking to your car in the parking garage. You're thinking about the 2 names you gave. You're wondering if they'll get knocked on at 6:47 a.m. You're wondering if they'll think about you when it happens. You're wondering if this is what cooperation feels like or if it's just what betrayal feels like when it's legal. There's no difference. You did it anyway. You had no choice. That's what you tell your level 10, the next server. You're 3 months into your sentence at FCI Cumberland, minimum security, Maryland. It's called a camp. No fence, no cells, dormitories with bunk beds and communal bathrooms. You work in the kitchen, 4 hours a day, 12 cents per hour. You mop floors and serve breakfast to 400 other inmates. You've got 27 months left. Somewhere in another state, someone is eating cereal. It's 6:47 a.m. They're thinking about upgrading their server, maybe moving to a bulletproof host in Moldova, maybe switching from Bitcoin to Monero exclusively, maybe adding an extra layer of encryption. They're thinking about all the people who got caught, all the stupid mistakes, the bad OPSEC, the sloppy cash outs, the informants who panicked and flipped. They're thinking they're smarter. They've learned from everyone else's failures. They've read the case files. They've studied the takedowns. They know what not to do. They're ordering a new server on eBay. Dell PowerEdge, Dual Xeon, 128 gigs of RAM. It'll arrive in 5 days. They're installing Debian. They're configuring the VPN. They're setting up the Tor relay. They're using disk encryption, LUKS, 40-character passphrase. They're being careful. They're being smart. They're sure they won't get caught. You were sure too. The cycle repeats. The server goes online. The marketplace opens. The first transaction clears. The first Bitcoin transfer completes. Someone leaves a 5-star review. Fast shipping, a plus plus. And somewhere in a field office, an analyst is watching a new IP address pop up on a monitoring tool. They're adding it to a case file. They're drafting a warrant application. The knock is already coming. They just don't know when.